his left, Jess on his right. Hey, hold up, don't start a fight. He's got you covered with all the sports. Don't fret, he's wearing shorts. It's time for Waking Jake in the morning, Waking Jake at night. Jake sucks.
Ow! The Wolves are out. Good morning, Bakers. Welcome to Wake and Jake. Shout out to you guys, the Wake and Jake Bakers. Last episode, me reading off my bracket as we went. First episode that cleared a Gino on the new channel. Almost up to 1.5 subscribers. You guys are the best. Hope you're having a good week. It's almost over. It is over. The week is over. It's Thursday, and the NCAA tournament starts tonight. We'll talk about that at the end of the show, BBD. That's kind of what we do here. We're going to do we've kind of lost it for a couple episodes, but there was a game of the night last night. In BBD's NBA, BBD Sources NBA.
Ooh.
Might have to talk about that.
BBD's NBA.
Might have to talk about that in a minute. Let's do the game of the night, BBD. There's an overtime game in the East between two of the top 3 teams in the East. The Milwaukee Bucks versus the Philadelphia 76ers. This was also the ESPN game, right? You noted on the sheet. I did the same thing as you, BBD. I was in and out of this game.
Mm-hmm. I had it on my TV while I was treadmilling and watching some shows.
Ooh, treadmill BBD built different. I watched a couple episodes of Scrubs, and then I came back to the end of this game. BBD, first half, Milwaukee was held to their second lowest point total in the past 5 years. Jakey Analytics remembered that before they went to half and they cut to Connaughton. Only 13 points in the second quarter, 18 plus 13, quick math, 31. The Milwaukee Bucks were held to 31 points by the 76ers on a Sixers back-to-back night. They played the Knicks the night before that. And then they turned it on going home. 34 points in the third. Giannis kind of turned it on and went beast mode in this one. I mean, he does this every game, but especially down the stretch, especially in overtime. I think he closed on a 7-0 run. This game goes to OT. Spoiler, teaser, I'll tell you that much. How about Dante DiVincenzo? He's a Villanova guy.
Nova guy.
They're in the tournament. Have them losing first round to my Winthrop, I believe. Sorry about that, Dante. Brook Lopez always hucking and chucking threes. His career path is ridiculous. Pat Connaughton, I referenced him before. How about 12 rebounds? Fighting Irish, not in the dance, because they still have Mike Bray. They're terrible. Like, once every 5 years, they have a solid team, and they're like, Mike Bray, he's a good coach. I don't know about that. On the other side of the court, the Sixers have been playing without Embiid, so kind of is what it is.
Second night of a back-to-back for them.
Tobias Harris played 44 minutes. He's fun, man. He deserves more love.
The underrated, turnaround. He went from kind of one of the, bad contracts to, Philly fans love him.
Good, man. He was in Orlando, and everyone was like, oh, these are useless buckets. Now he's the bucket getter on the Sixers, who up until last night, shout out Talking Nets and the Nets, take first place in the East. Harden has been going nut job, another crazy triple-double, 40-point triple-double. Tobias Harris is good. You should know that. And he's entertaining. Yeah. His basketball game is fun. There's not a boring factor.
Yeah.
It's just people didn't think he was going to be this good, and now he is.
And he doesn't, I've never heard a Tobias Harris quote.
Ooh,
I'm sure they've happened, but
okay. We need Tobias
it took a while for him
to
to find a semi-permanent home.
Okay.
There's a few years that he was traded,
Tobias,
certainly within every 2 years.
Tobias Harris will be next year's Julius Randle.
Yeah.
All-star, little breakout. Anyways, the Bucks came back in this game. They went to overtime. Giannis closed out, tired legs down the stretch in this one. Giannis hit a big three that kind of iced it. Oh, your guy Furkan Korkmaz had a big shot at the end of this one in regulation to tie it up, so that's always fun. Bucks win 109-105. Sixers drop out of first in the East. Nets go into first place, and are the Bucks, NBA Eastern Conference, they all have to be right there.
They're all pretty close.
Okay, so 76ers and the Nets are tied for first. Bucks are a game and a half back.
Do the Nets technically have a tiebreaker or
I'd
something?
assume so, because people were excited about that last night.
All the tweets were like Nets moving
to first. So they could be tied for first, I get. Nets on a 6-game win streak. Bucks on a 5-game win streak. We'll circle up with a little NBA at the end. The NBA MVP conversation's starting to get fun. We were doing that in our group chat this morning.
This might be... We'll do it. I'm sure we'll do it several times between now and then. But it's kind of the closest and widest MVP race we've had in a while. The Embiid injury.
I'll say this. How about this? I'll promise you this. We'll know how they do those graphs that are like MLB home run leaders, and you see the graph goes like this, and then it's like Babe Ruth, and he changes the graph, and then everyone catches up. We'll get one of those with the MVP odds this season. Because they've been all over. Because it was Luka, and then it was
like a heavy favorite.
Embiid kind of picked it up. Donovan Mitchell got involved, and then
now
we're back to Harden,
and like Steph got the Warriors looking good. Now he's hurt again.
Time. So yeah, I like it. Wide open NBA MVP. And guys, the game of the night was brought to you by Cushy Dreams. That Kush. We were smoking that Kush yesterday a little bit. You'll see it in the blog. Cushy Dreams, you guys have heard about them now. They're friends of ours. They're smokable CBD. It looks, if you haven't seen weed, it looks like weed. But it's CBD. So I don't know if you work, I've got a lot of buddies that work in oil and gas that they can't smoke weed. And they're like, I get drug tested. Well, you don't get tested for CBD. So if you're somewhere that gets drug tested and you have anxiety, trouble sleeping, maybe some joint pain, CBD is great for that stuff, man. And Cushy Dreams, most importantly, they're a friend of ours. We love them. They've been really cool to us. And you guys have been using them. And they love it. And you guys have been loving it, which in turns makes everyone love it.
Everybody loves everybody.
Everybody loves everybody. And guys, on Wake and Jake, we're using promo code Jake. So if you're a Jake stan, and I know there's like 2.5 of you out there, promo code Jake, Cushy Dreams, Kushy, cushydreams.com, promo code Jake. Off your next order. Doesn't have to be your first. If you're in on Cushy Dreams, you're digging the CBD, this could be your next one down the line. Promo code Jake, 20%.
Use one of the other codes already. Your next supply, drop a Jake in there.
We're all friends here. So, thanks, Cushy Dreams. Thank you, guys.
They've been interacting with me on the Twitter. And it's a lot of fun.
BBD on the Twitter. Should we talk about that?
If you want, it's up to you. Your show.
BBD. I've been known as Jakey Sources for a little bit. And guys, we kind of got a big episode today.
Yeah.
Tournament starting. We just did a little NBA. We might start. The NFL free agency is moving. BBD, you broke a trade yesterday, and I've been known as Jakey Sources in MLB circles for a little bit now. Kluber, a couple other small things, whatever. BBD, you broke a trade yesterday.
I've got an NBA guy.
Oops. Sorry.
It happens.
Sorry. What was the trade? It was Myers, right?
Myers. I didn't say that it was Myers Leonard and a second for Ariza, but I did have that detail, which is easy for me to say. But
sure.
I did have it.
It's okay.
The guy, he's given me a few things before. Some of them were like things in the works.
We're connected.
Kind of the first time, like during the Rose rumors, I dropped a little bit of tidbits I had.
Right.
The Pistons were trying to not get Kevin Knox, and they wanted draft capital.
Kevin Knox.
I threw that out there. Just my guy promised me it was done. He's like, yeah. He unprovoked just sent me the full thing. And I was like, all right. I made him promise it was good.
Friendship. That's the deal.
Yeah.
You have to bet your friendship on it. So BBD's got we're a source pod here, source show. So I was excited for you, BBD. Didn't know you were feeling that rush yesterday.
Yeah.
That's a tough feeling. Were you nervous until the trade came out?
No, because I put it out early enough in the morning that because like the second I woke up at like 7 o'clock, and people didn't give it a lot of action. My
Right.
NBA tweets by themselves
Right.
don't necessarily
In a
do
silo
whole lot.
currently.
Had I dropped like a Yankees thing, yeah,
Right.
I would have been
Okay.
a wreck all day.
Okay, that's fair.
I was like pretty happy that all day. It didn't really gain traction, and then right after we got off recording, something Woj tweet came out. Right after JJR, Woj tweet came out. I was
Bang.
like, there we go.
Sorry. So, Wake and Jake, you get it from every angle. Happy for you. Let's do tourney stuff quick. I mean, it's the day. Like it starts today. They're doing those the 11 and 16 playing games, which again is, if you're an 11 seed, is a crock o' crap. That's a good phrase. Starts taking that. So the good games tonight, 2 16 seeds, Texas Southern, Mount St. Mary's, bleh, App State and Norfolk, yeah. The 2 good games tonight, Drake versus Wichita State, who I told you the other day, whoever wins that is beating USC. That's on TBS at 6:27. Love that. That extra half hour that you give me. Unfortunately, UCLA, Michigan State at 10 will take away that extra half hour. But those are the good games tonight. I mean, UCLA, Michigan State, you're all familiar with those universities, whether on the court or off the court. And Drake and Wichita. I mean, that's just going to be a good Midwest bloodbath. So those are the fun games tonight. I reached out to you guys, the Bakers. I'm going to pop out the chat. I've stopped popping out the chat. I feel just dumb about it.
Our new setup, it used to be automatically on the screen. And
I'm popping out the chat. Like, I know Feo and Jill are in there. Al, the gang, Hamthy. Pop out that chat. Chat is popped officially. I tweeted out to you guys this morning. Cause okay, I'll walk people through it, BBD. This was my morning. Woke up, went to the gym, flex.
Was Trevor Plouffe there?
Chest and tries. Trevor Plouffe was not there. Went from the gym, got there late. Full disclosure, still tired. Got there late, so gym, chest and tries, hopped on the Peloton, 20 minutes. Jess King, my girl, did a ride I was familiar with, one of her EDM rides, powerful. So I was running hot, and I was like, okay, Wake and Jake this morning, what are we doing? And I was like, you know what? College basketball, the tournament's here. Let me take a Hail Mary and see if Cole Tucker's available. I looked at the Pirates' schedule. They weren't playing today. I said, oh. So I texted Cole. I said, Pirates off day? He said, yeah. I said, what are you up to? He said, he's doing something with Vanessa. I said, okay. Casual flex. Just your life flex. So I said, Cole, you got who's your tournament winner? And I asked for an upset I can share with the people. Cole Tucker, officially, this is on record, fighting Illini. Big Ayo Dosunmo fan. Don't know if I'm pronouncing his name perfectly. He's the guy, you've probably seen him this year. He's wearing the black face mask. He looks like a superhero, literally. And I mean, Illinois on the one line, so it's not like a deep cut, really. Kofi Cockburn. That name might have been said in the text message. Take that how you want it. So I decided to reach out to the people and say, like, give me your upset and why, and your winner, because I want to see if people are just rolling with Gonzaga. And I'm looking for reasons. So, like, Mike Nash came in with a perfect one. Gonzaga winning it all because I'm boring. Sure, that happens a lot in the NCAA tournament. He said Colgate winning round 1 because that's an elite brand of toothpaste. So
I like that.
I remember in elementary school, again, I want people to step into UConn territory. Growing up in Connecticut, that's the only sport team we had when the Whalers left. When UConn played in afternoon NCAA tournament games on Thursday and Friday, they would, like, play them in the school. So, like, if you were they'd, like, play them in the cafeteria and be like, you get this today. So that's how big UConn is. And they played Colgate when I was a youth, and it, like, blew my mind. I thought it was, like, the toothpaste school. Like, you go there, and I thought it was a dental school. I think a Donald Foyle was there, BBD. A Donald Foyle and Colgate, I believe, played UConn back in the day. Sam Heim, friend of the John Boy Media program, has UC Santa Barbara going to the Sweet 16, upsetting Creighton because of a big loss in the conference tourney, and then beating Virginia because of a COVID outbreak a week or so ago. And they have USC making a run because they're all in on Mobley, the high draft pick. So, Sam, I mean, I disagreed in my bracket, but I like what you're saying. Corey Clark Radio came in with Iona knocking off Bama. Popular around these parts. Probably too popular around these parts. I'll tell you what. If Iona is around Bama at halftime, it's must-watch television. It's must-watch television. So, excited for that. And then Jets Dan said UConn because they're the best team in the country. So, and that's tough for me to disagree with. So, Jordan Gag, Grand Canyon U. No information, just said, let's go Lopes, which is one of the best phrases to say in sports.
Love that.
Let's go Lopes, baby. And then Nate, Alec Allen, but he says name's Nate. Oral Roberts over the Ohio State. That'd be a big one. So I don't know. Everyone's got their sleepers at this point. I'll see if the chat poked anything in there. They're chilling. Good vibes in the chat today.
Like that.
Nate, Mark, Luca, Travis, Zendino the Great, always. So
for what it's worth, the toothpaste and the school, they are connected.
Really?
Yeah, the toothpaste founder, his son, donated considerable funds to Colgate University, according to the first link on Google. So
counts. That means it's real.
Pop-up. So
that means even if it's not real, it's real at this point.
We all have to accept that.
Yeah. So guys, it's tournament season. The weekend is going to be a blasty blast. Let's get that. I want to check out the Friday slate for the people. So, I mean, we're going to do this at the end, but yeah, Friday's the full shebang. So that's exciting. Let's do NFL, BBD, because the NFL is rolling. Rolling. Awesome.
The Giants signed Mike Glennon.
Wow, they got him.
Yeah, got our guy.
Wow. Biggest neck in the league. Mike Glennon. How much has he made playing football? The big story from early on in this free agency was the Patriots. They were going ham. The big story that everyone loves, and this is why sports are great, they signed the 2 tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry. Fantastic. Love it. They brought back Cam. I saw some graphic that they what'd they do? Oh, they were the team in the NFL last year that had the least amount of 2 tight end sets. It's like 2% of their snaps or something. So
yeah, back to their
man,
roots.
it's just what makes you spin about Belichick. Like, is he playing some chess? Like, should we be scared? Like, what are Cam Newton and the Patriots going to look like next year? Are they going to bring in a draft pick quarterback too and wrestle with Cam a little bit? They probably are, right? They kind of have to.
Don't they fake like Stidham?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
But
at this point,
yeah.
How much longer does he got
after
for?
last
You'd
year?
have to pay him.
Yeah. They also brought in a few defensive guys. Van Noy comes back.
1 year in Miami.
Judon, Jalen Mills, and then Aguilar and Bourne back on the other side. So the Patriots went ham. They had a bunch of cap space, and they're using it. And now their draft is going to be closely watched, and Patriots fever is going to catch on. I mean, you give Belichick 2 tight ends that have been pretty good. I mean, the story writes itself. It's what makes sports fun. So the Patriots were the story for a little bit. What What's the other big stuff? I think the Vikings, man. Patrick Peterson, jump down there real quick. He's been low-key one of the best football defenders for a little bit. Been in Arizona, chilling, just cover corner extraordinaire. He goes to the Vikings, who they have Mike Zimmer, defensive-oriented team. Don't be surprised if that is a fit. I like that a lot for the Vikes.
He's cool.
The other story, they also signed Dalvin Tomlinson. So
He's following the Linval Joseph
how about that?
career path.
G-Men Vikes.
Second round pick Giants, do some good stuff, get a big short-term deal with your next team, the Vikings. Hit free agency again, 29.
Get paid.
The game plan.
The story that I might have buried the lead about, Andy Dalton to the Bears, is so tough. So tough. It's tough to not be mean to Andy Dalton. Had a very nice NFL career. He does like a lot of good guy stuff in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Went to TCU and then was with the Cowboys last year. Like, known as a good guy.
It's nothing personal.
Yeah, I mean, you just go look at the Big Cat rants online. Like, an organization that's known for just poor quarterback plays for the past blank amount of years, the last franchise existent amount of years. Like, even their Super Bowl they're known for is defense, and the Bears' defense, and like, I don't know, man. That's just, sports are about excitement. Like, I just did
and they had been like one of the more aggressive teams pursuing a Russell Wilson trade.
Right. The Schefter tweets were coming out that they kind of threw everything at it, and they're not sure if the Seahawks are going to make a move, so they dipped out. I mean, I don't know. Was Dalton getting a ton of offers elsewhere? I mean, I'm sure teams were interested in having him, but
yeah, you can get him.
I don't know.
If you can overpay him to be your backup, that's a good
Even
situation.
if you don't get him,
is that the end of the world?
that's okay. So, tough times. Tough times for Chicago Bears fan. What are the big free agents? Trent Williams, I love this. He got the highest paid O-lineman in NFL history. No air quotes. I threw him up. He's the highest paid O-lineman by $10K, which is hilarious. Like telling your agent, I want to be the highest paid lineman. Your agent says, okay.
Do we know who it was before off the top of our heads?
I do not.
/ when it was? Because like accounting for inflation.
Had to be recent. I mean, like,
I would assume it was
last
pretty
year.
recent. It'd be funny if it was like 15 years ago, and it's like
Just
accounting
got there.
for inflation. It's less.
No, it's got to be recent. I'm sure someone in the chat, maybe they have it. He goes back to San Francisco, so not an ad, but massive left tackle, massive human, and big part of what they do. Niners, people are going to be on that train again.
Yeah, they also got Alex Mack filling out there.
Alex Mack. Do you remember that Nickelodeon show? I think that's before you.
I remember it existing.
Yeah, there's Alex Mack. Alex Mack. You mentioned the Jacksonville Jaguars did a lot of moves.
There's a bunch of dudes who I don't personally know about because I'm not that
right
in the weeds with
so
football.
Let's see. Shaquille Griffin was like
the big
was
one.
supposed to be one of the big corners in free agency. They got him. Marvin Jones, always a fantasy ad drop in a lot of leagues. Big weeks, down weeks. Carlos Hyde going there too. Yeah, I guess it is a lot of bodies, not a huge wow factor.
Seems like just a lot
now.
of solid moves, and you would hope with if people thought they were going to get a big playmaker, which Marvin Jones still can do.
Yeah.
They were rumored to be on Golladay. I don't know if they're out now that they spent too much money on other guys. I don't know how anything works.
Yeah, we'll see. I know our Giants.
They want to get Trevor Lawrence weapons, of course.
Talking Giants is begging for Kenny Golladay. That has been their number one goal throughout this free agency. We'll see. AJ Green goes to Arizona. Be cool if he has anything left in the tank. I mean, he was so good for a while.
I mean, he's as is their number what receiver, so worth a gamble.
Yeah, I mean, and Larry Fitz is still chilling, right?
Yeah,
Like he does the fake retirement every year.
Find his way back.
Hopkins. So yeah, that would be cool if he's good again. Kyler, that whole thing. Bud Dupree to Tennessee. Joe Thuney, who's one of the well-respected guards in the league, goes to Kansas City with Mahomes, so he gets a little protection. Shaq Barrett re-signs. What else do we like? Carl Lawson to the Jets. Some people were really liking
Corey
that.
Davis as well.
Because he's Corey Davis. Jets Twitter always hot and cold on that.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel to Washington. Ron Rivera reunites. That was fun. John Johnson. Tough name.
Yeah.
For being honest, you're trying to be a star in the NFL. He's supposedly like one of the best safeties.
Tough name. One of the coaches in, like the assistant coach in the Last Chance U basketball series I'm watching. His name's Rob Robinson.
Rob Robinson. Same ilk
deal here. But,
basically family.
Yeah.
At a certain point. Let's see. Gronk went back to Tampa Bay, and that's obvious.
There were like weird fake rumors that he was willing to leave. It's like
I felt bad.
Pretending last year wasn't.
Yeah.
He said he'd only play if he could play with Tom Brady.
I felt bad. Kyle Brandt of the NFL Network, who I follow, and he's a really interesting guy. I didn't know his full story. He was on Real World. He tried to become like LA person. Didn't happen. He was a producer on the Jim Rome show for a decade. And now he's like one of the faces of the NFL Network. So, sources BBD. I'm just connecting it all. He did a Gronk interview for his like podcast, other show or whatever, and the whole thing was like Gronk's like, I'm really a free agent. Like I'm not just gonna go back to Tampa. I want to really be a free agent. And then like a couple hours later, he signed with Tampa.
Certainly by the next day, if not day of.
Oops. So yeah, and I'm sure whoever your NFL team, they made a couple other moves that you're excited about.
So many guys on a team. Everybody's signed someone.
Yannick Ngakoue was the other fun one. He signed with Las Vegas, and Las Vegas defensive coordinator is Gus Bradley, who was his head coach in Jacksonville when he fought his way out of Jacksonville. So, or maybe the D coordinator in Jacksonville. Either way, there's like fun stuff there.
Like hope he wasn't the reason you wanted to leave.
I don't think he was, but people will want to make that a story.
I think it was ownership level stuff.
Yeah, he was trying to get paid. Been there. And the name that always cracks me up in the NFL, and I'm surprised it doesn't get more love, is Ronald Darby signs with my Denver Broncos. The reason why that makes me laugh is Ronald Darby, and I think I've done this once on here before. Law-abiding citizen. Really underrated movie. It's on TV to watch. If you see it, watch it. The opening scene includes a bad guy, and his name's Ronald Darby. So it's not great, but it makes me laugh every time. Ronald Darby.
TV bad guy. Movie bad guy.
NFL's still moving. We'll see. Who are the big guys left? Galladay.
He's like, I assume he's the number one. Maybe I'm locked into Giants world with that.
Free agent.
He's doing like traditional meetings with teams, or meeting with the Giants today at least.
How do I see who's still available? I'm clicking in all of the worst places.
CBS has the tracker that I use to make this list.
CBS tracker. Kenny Galladay. I'm doing such a bad job. I ended up in politics stuff, BBD. So if you see a couple other names that aren't Kenny Galladay.
Giants bring back Leonard Williams.
Right.
Gotta fix it next time, goddamn.
Saw Jake Jackson in the chat.
Huge.
Be a tough name.
It's like Anthony Harris, Melvin Ingram, the edge rusher.
Okay.
Juju.
Oh, that's right. Juju on the beat. Okay.
Alejandro Villanueva. Just kind of scrolling through the top one. Will Fuller.
Okay.
Some
So there's dudes out there.
Oh, yeah, Clowney.
Davion, he's been doing the 1 year thing.
Kevin King, tough ending in Green Bay for him, but he's on this list. So, yeah.
Okay.
T.Y. I assume he ends up back in Indy somehow, but I don't know their deal.
Yeah. And the other wide receivers available. Okay, so some wide receivers, a couple bodies that'll trickle through. And then
Broncos got Von Miller back.
Eat them up. That'll lead to some more, couple more free agent
bigger name
signings.
than
What he's
than
still
he once
doing.
was.
Should
Still
lead
quality.
still lead to a couple trades, and then that'll tie into the draft. And hopefully we're going to be doing some fun John Boy Media draft stuff. Bobby Skinner and Pennick, get Keith involved. Hopefully we do some fun draft stuff.
Drafts are fun.
So that will be on the horizon. Okay, so we did the tournament. We did football. BBD, you got a lot of basketball notes in here. The other trade was the PJ Tucker trade. PJ Tucker traded to the Bucks. They swapped some picks. I think a pick that was the Bucks is going back to them.
Yeah, they like kick the tires on a future. I think it was like a 2022 pick back to the Bucks.
They got a better
They
pick
got like a
back.
2023 protected back.
I think it was unprotected. I think
Maybe it's unprotected.
I think they got an unprotected
This
back.
is able to be found.
But PJ Tucker going to the Bucks is really cool. He's an awesome defender, tough guy, and he's got the most corner threes in the NBA the past 2 seasons or something like that. Past
It is
3 seasons.
unprotected.
So that made the Bucks that much better, that he can just hang out in the corner, get away from Giannis and hit some shots. He's played in a ton of big playoff games for Houston. So that's really fun for the Bucks. The East, those top 3 teams. Those top 3 teams are going to be fun.
Stacking up.
I mentioned the Nets before. Harden with 40, 15, and 10. He just makes the game look oddly easy as they beat the Pacers. They go into first place. Harden MVP stuff is coming out. Durant's been out throughout this whole thing, which is nuts.
The on the PJ Tucker trade.
Sure.
Sucks for DJ Augustine.
Yeah.
He like got the 3-year deal with them. Like probably could have gotten more for 1 year
Another-
to go to like the Knicks, who I think were in on him.
Yeah.
And would be more fun than being on the Rockets.
Yeah. I wonder if he's got
And for us, I would have not been watching Alfred Payton so much. Sorry, Cole.
Yeah. Opt-outs, buyouts, who knows. Celtics lose to the Cavs last night. They're now 20-20. Brad Stevens was asked if he was interested in the Indiana college job, so we're in that kind of year. Celtics, get going, man, or don't. You let me know. Rockets have lost 18 straight, and OKC has all of their picks. I mean, jeez. That's rough. Grizzlies and Heat win a 90s basketball game, 89-85. Love that. Nugs get a win. Mavs Clippers, that was the late night game. Mavs win 105. Oh wow. Okay, Mavs. Luka 42-9. So
Gross.
yeah, NBA slate. NBA will kind of go back burner for a couple weekends again as the NCAA tournament gets going. Should be a good weeknight fill-in. It's basketball season, baby. That's the sports, BBD. We got about 10 minutes or so till 11. We'll keep it kind of tight. I think I'm supposed to hop on a call for 11. We'll go to the comment of the day. Comment of the day is brought from you guys, the Bakers. I always ask you, give me some sports conversation. Give me something silly. Love the sports talk. I think I asked you guys for some college basketball stuff. We did the whole bracket episode. First comment, though, from Chris D'Amico. I'm here for the Beebs scruff. Let it go for another 2 weeks, BBD, and you'll be happy. No touching, no shaping. So we're in on the Bieber's facial hair. Love that. And then, BBD, we got one bracket thing and one conference thing. Ruben Jimenez, I can't believe I'm hearing about Chris Beard, Texas Tech coach, and not Mac McClung. Short King is averaging 14, 3, and 2 while shooting 40% from the field. And then I can't believe they dropped this. They said in their last 11 games, they're 6-5. That's not great. That's arguably a bad stretch.
Tough.
I think the more important thing, and I'll double-check this real quick, but I believe Mac McClung is the cousin of Riff Raff. Yes, so if you're a Riff Raff fan, know that his cousin is playing in the tournament for Texas Tech, and now you're on the Texas Tech bandwagon. His cousin's pretty gross, too. He's got bounce. I think he transferred from Georgetown, so Yeah, we're a Mac McClung pod. I only look at hoes who wear Dolce & Gabbana. Dolce & Gabbana. Listen to so much riffraff in my day. It's not a good thing for me. And then the other comment, BBD, you'll remember this. Austin Brown said, the Big 12 currently has 10 teams. The Big 10 has 14 teams. And he asked what we'd rename the conferences. I mean, you can't change the Big 12 to the Big 10 because then you're losing everyone.
Gotta pick. Just don't include numbers.
Big 10 going Big 14. I guess there's some risk factor there. And Big 10 loves being called the Big 10, so I get it. But, I mean, Big 10 having 14 teams. Four teams are looking in the mirror like, I'm not one.
Any given year,
I am
four
not
of those
big.
teams.
Having
Having two conferences, one the Big 10, one the Big 12, is always kind of a bad idea.
Yeah.
even if that was the correct number of teams in each. Come on.
Snapping curves. Guys, I love the comments of the day. And like I mentioned, last episode on the YouTube alone on the new channel was the first to clear a G. You guys are the best. The podcast, if you're listening there, thank you guys. Appreciate it. We're growing. 1.5K subscribers, 2 to 5 to 10 to 1 million. So that's how it goes. BBD, the bro of the night, you've got yours penciled in here. I'll let you roll.
I'm giving it kind of last minute. Colin Sexton.
Okay.
To get that win over the Celtics, and he drops 29, 7 boards, 6 assists. Just like becoming a nice player.
He's good.
Yeah.
Sexton's pretty good.
He was, for a while, he was that like last pick in that Nets Celtics trade, and ended up being the Kyrie flips. It was like
How about that?
just personally, it was always like a highly anticipated pick. Just because like every trade rumor for the Celtics, well, they have that Nets pick.
Yeah.
Back when the Nets were bad. It ended up being Colin Sexton, and
How about that?
for a second there, people were like, and now he's good.
Good for Sexton. Yeah, people were after his rookie year, people were a little skeptical, but he's been good.
Think he's cleaned up the defense.
Good.
Which is a hard thing to improve on.
I'm trying to clean up mine. BBD, this is a weird one. I don't want to call this a bruh, because I could see people taking it as a bruh in the wrong way. It's more of a bruh. I feel bad for the kid. Moses Wright is Georgia Tech's best player. He's going to be out against Loyola Chicago, the 8 seed. We talked about this a lot in the first round of the basketball tournament. It was a lot going on up in the air because we talked about. So the reason this is a bruh for me is it sucks that this kid can't play. B, we talked about all those other teams that were waiting to see if any of these teams had COVID to sub in.
Are they the only representative in their conference or something? So it can't be one.
I don't think so. It's the ACC, right?
So.
But it's just him. So I'm guessing the rest of the team is fine. And again, like, how are they doing the testing? How are these guys isolated? How, if he's on the team, how is he the only one that gets it? I don't know. I don't know all the details. But I know he's got to be super bummed out. And, like, on the other end, the teams that were on the waiting list kind of have to be like, what? Like,
the whole system.
I thought we were supposed to be subbed in. So, I don't know. Mostly it's a bro of the night because, hey, Moses Wright, in a normal year, I think a lot more people would be familiar with him. He was the ACC Player of the Year. You know, normally that's a Dookie or a Carolina or, you know, someone you're very familiar with. He was the best player in the ACC this year. So, shout out to Moses Wright. And, hey, I'm not going to change my bracket pick. I'm sure a lot of people are going to go to Loyola Chicago because Georgia Tech lost their best player. I believe in Georgia Tech. Win and let him come back for the next game. That's how a team does it. So, come on, Georgia Tech.
And I'm a Sister Jean diehard.
You know who Georgia Tech's head coach is, BBD?
Maybe.
Josh Pastner. You know who that is?
No.
He was at Memphis following Calipari when they were still trying to be like elite. So like Derrick Rose.
He was the transition.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah. I think he might have bounced somewhere else too. Maybe not. So, yeah, kind of a funky bro of the night for me. Don't love it. And then what we're watching tonight, laid it out for you before. Watch the 2 11 versus 11 games. Watch college basketball all weekend. You know, even if you're not that much of a fan, put it on in the background. It's the NCAA tournament is supposed to be everything that's right with sports.
Yeah.
You have your chance. You know, and that means different things to different schools. Some schools are disappointed if they don't make it to the Final Four. Some schools, if you win a win, it's remembered forever. So, enjoy it. Enjoy all the upsets. And don't get too lost in your bracket if you're new to the bracket game. Let it ride. I don't know. Anything else, BBD?
Mavericks Blazers late tomorrow.
Ooh.
If you're looking for some NBA. Yeah.
Passing. All right, guys.
Mavericks Blazers again Sunday if you miss it.
So if you're looking to watch Luka and Dame for 80 minutes, you got that this weekend too. All right, everyone. Enjoy the tournament. Enjoy sports. Enjoy love. I love you guys. John Boy Media. If you're a baseball fan not watching the Rose rotation, you're out of your mind. Giolito debuted today. He's the man. We love him. John Boy and Jake yesterday. Talking Giants sequence with Trevor Plouffe. Talking Knicks. The boys let it rip this week. Love that. Talking Yanks out yesterday. Mansplain baseball. Talking baseball. The Compound with Ian Happ. Guys, so many other things. Check it out. Click through the network. Start subscribing. Enjoy the content. I love you. Wake and Jake. Bake the algorithm.